that's the art. It's like beauty and another aspect of the music that is like also art. To be able to trim down the things to is like its absolute core and absolute like fundamental without having anything extra on the top of it.
I wanted to ask you, when you see an artist like Avicii who experienced the cream of the crop, heavenly success, yet his life ended tragically. How did you react to that? Like, did that cause you to reflect in any way? Did you think about your own life and routine? Was there anything that was kind of running through your mind when you got the news of that happening?
Well, it was a big personal loss for me in the first place, not as just an artist, but as like an amazing human being that I personally knew. And it was like I played like a lot of shows with him. It was like I was supporting him, and he's like first Pier 94 New York show, which was an insane experience. We played a lot of shows in Ibiza, and he was just like an amazing human being. He was nice. He was humble. Not a single person. We have like a lot of friends in common from Sweden, and not a single person had anything bad to say about Team. And I'm not even talking about, like, as I said, it's like for me it was a personal loss in the first place, and but also it was like the loss for dance music was it's hard to explain. It's like he was like the talent of the dance music generation. It was like one of the most talented dance music artists I've ever knew in my life, or music of whom was like I heard in my life. I was like, so it's an insane loss, and I think it's it's like that kind of things. I would be very happy if that kind of things would never happen again, but I cannot, I cannot talk for everyone. I just can talk that, I just can say that he'll be remembered though for his music. And I was watching the Champions League soccer, football. I mean,
AC Milan fan, right?
I'm AC Milan fan, yeah.
Okay.
But it was Manchester City playing against Inter Milan, and Manchester City won, and it was like the game is over, and it was like Manchester City celebrating, like players are crying, somebody is like laughing and hugging, it's like there's all sorts of emotions, and I swear to God, it's like there's levels playing in the background.
Levels was playing in the background during that moment.
I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So,
No, yeah, and I'm sorry for your loss personally, and having spent time with him too, obviously you feel that on a personal level, not just on a creative level as a fan. And I can only speak about what his music meant to me as a fan and as a listener, but there was just something about the way that he put together a song and the way that he used different sounds and styles, and Levels is obviously one of the biggest examples of that. But it's just like when the sound hits your ears, it just unites the energy of everyone in the room to come together, and it sort of washes over you like a wave, like it's almost like the music gets inside you. And I feel like I also have that feeling when I listen to your songs as well. And it's like there's some artists that just tap into something deeper, and then that's obviously reflected in more and more people wanting to listen to it. And it starts as hundreds of people, then thousands of people, and then there's like millions of people just gathered in a field listening to Avicii. And I don't know, I'm not able to put it into words because I don't have the technical musical language to be able to say what it was about
It was the
his work.
melodies.
Yeah, what it was
It was
about.
the
It was, yeah,
melodies. The
the
melodies are
melodies. Yeah,
timeless. Yeah, and the way
yeah,
how he it was like sometimes I would listen to Team Struck and I was like, well, I can't even replicate it because like for me in my mind it doesn't have any sense. Then when I listen to the song one more time, it's like, okay, well, that's why it doesn't make sense for me because like I just like I don't have the same sense of the melodies the way how he did. It's like
Mhm.
it's very like it's very hard to explain, but it was like something so special in his music. Yeah.
Yeah. The melodies are electric, and it's also so simple. Like when you think of the melody for levels, when you're like da na 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 da na na, like you could teach a 5-year-old how to play that on piano in like 5 minutes, like just pressing the keys da na 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 na
Yeah.
na da na. And
But
it's
the
so simple,
simplicity.
but it's so good. And not to say that like obviously it's extremely hard to make that work in a song, but I think the simplicity is what rings in people's ears, that attracts them to it, because you can wrap your soul around it, you can wrap your energy around it, and it's the simplicity gives it power and resonance.
Yeah, and also simplicity, like the simple melodies. To actually make simple melody work is the hardest part. It's like make simple music sound good and not repetitive, but it's repetitive enough so it doesn't get like annoying. It's like you need to have some serious talent for that.
Yeah.
It's like it's and honestly it's like it's way harder than it sounds like.
Yeah. No, I trust me, like I'm podcasting is like there are a lot of times where take 5 minutes to say something that someone else can say in 10 seconds, and they're both the same thing, but one person is just better at simplifying it. And
100%.
that carries over in music, that carries over in writing, that carries over in any type of art that you're doing. Is that I feel like part of the creative process is learning how to like first becoming really good at it, and then learning to chip away at the things that you don't need and kind of chisel it like a statue.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
When
the art. It's like beauty and another aspect of the music that is like
Yeah,
also art to make to be able to as like trim down the things to is like it's absolute core and absolute like fundamental without having anything extra on the top of it.